All right, yo, what's up? Good morning. My name's Patrouski, and I wanted to make a video talking about and sort of wrapping up the Christmas event in the year 2023 in PokeMMO, because there was a lot of things that were really incredible this year, and a lot of things that made me worry way more than most events, but I think a lot of those worries may be dashed at least a bit quicker than I expected, so we'll be checking the market and stuff today, and just talking about things in general. However, you might also notice that my encounter counter is extremely low. That's because a second ago, when I tried to record this video for the first time, this is actually the second time, the first time I got a secret shiny Nidoran. So if you want to go see that reaction, that'll be up on my channel. It should be the video posted the day before this video. So anyways, also daily PokeMMO videos. Subscribe if you want to see videos every single day. There you go. You guys know that drill. Anyways, what's up? Good morning. How are you guys doing? My name is Patrouski. What's up? All right. So the things, I have some bullet points I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about how I do think this Christmas event was extremely fun. I'll give it a final rating at the end, like a score out of 10. I think this event was really fun. It was really hectic. Shunting with 20% boost was extremely fun, for better or worse of the economic effects, and we'll kind of check that today after 1 week of the event being over. Technically 5 days at the time of recording, but you get the drill. 20% shunting was extremely fun. Popping mysterious balls was extremely fun. Having that increased shiny rate was really, really, really cool. There was a lot of really interesting mechanics to learn about mysterious balls. It's just a really, really fun, exciting thing. It's great for stream content, all these things, yada yada. And then bonding with people over the Wishing Stone grind and hunting for Articuno. A lot of people were stuck on like Stantler hordes for like 8 hours, or Spheal, or whatever it may be. You kind of bonded with people for waiting for that storm, and you have to like communicate and say, hey, like, you know, I really need this feels form. Like, make sure to like, if I'm asleep, bro, like, feel free to like DM spam me or whatever, wake me up. You know, it was a really cool little social experience for a lot of people. Some people didn't enjoy that aspect. I think it's lightly social enough to where even if you're introverted, I think it's a fun time. But that's how I feel personally as an introvert. But I really enjoyed the Wishing Stone grind. There's some quote unquote downsides, but these aren't actually, I wouldn't call these like bad for the game. They're just like, these are all feelings. I'm just stating how the event made me feel at the moment. I didn't have nearly enough time as I wanted to get to all the things I wanted to. I didn't have nearly enough time to shiny hunt as much as possible. It kind of sucks that there's a 20% boost in, you know, on the shiny rate, which is flat, which is insane. And I didn't really even get to spend that much time shunting during the event. Most of my time was spent doing the Wishing Stone grind since it was so long. However, I do think that's my feelings, but for the game, it's actually a good thing because it balances out and lets less people shiny hunt unless they really want to commit and not have access to the Wishing Stone. So I think it's probably, you know, a good thing for the game, but feels, you know, whatever, right? I didn't have any time at all to do the Lost Present grind, which granted you like a alpha Delibird and like certain alpha Pokemon and specific things like that, and Premier Balls you would get from the Lost Present grind. I didn't do that at all because, I mean, most of the rewards there, from my understanding, all of them are tradable. So if I wanted to get any of them, I could just buy them, which is, you know, I want to get the untradeable stuff like the Wishing Stone or OT Shinies during the event while I can, and I can always buy the untradeable stuff later on. So I'm not really pressed about the Lost Present grind, but I did get a lot of people asking me like, hey, Patrouski, you know, why aren't you doing the Lost Present grind, man? And it's like, my response to that was always, dude, I'm fucking playing 10 hours a day. What do you mean, why didn't I, you know, I only have so much time. It's kind of like if someone is like working their ass off at their job, making really good money, going to the gym, doing really good physically, eating really well, has a really beautiful relationship. Like, is it selling in life in all of these ways? And then you're like, hey man, why don't you clean your room? And it's like, dude, I can only do so much, you know. Everyone's gonna have flaws in life. Everyone's gonna like miss something. You can't live a perfect life the same way you can't live a PokeMMO career. Very true and real and very comparable. Next up, okay. Let's get into my worries, okay? Sorry, I'm a little rattled from the shiny still. You probably can hear it in my voice, but it's exciting is what it really is. The biggest worry from this event that I've been talking about like nonstop, it was a couple different ones. I'm worried about how later on, especially, I was really, really worried about how it will affect the economy, how many shinies were brought into the game, and what are prices at for that stuff. And then 1x31 and 2x31 Pokemon were kind of ridiculous. If you didn't catch it, dude, during the event, 1x31, 2x31 Pokemon were so cheap, it was ridiculous. I'm talking like 2k Pokeyen for almost any 1x31 for almost any egg group. Things like 31 attack field egg group Pokemon were like 2k for the males. I think female, yeah, they're still around that price for females, but if you sort by males are often seen as better breeders if it's a undesired species like a Stantler. You don't really need a Stantler comp. So They're at 4K. They're healing. They're healing more than I expected. Let's check like Monster Aid Group. A really, really good aid group has things like all the like starter Pokemon like Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle. All of that stuff are all Monster Aid Group Pokemon. I think Garchomp might also be Monster. A lot of very powerful Pokemon are in the Monster Aid Group, is the TLDR, and this is a really good aid group to check in terms of like how the economy is doing. So 1x31 attack, like this impacts Garchomp. They're healing. They're getting back up there. Right now, it's a really good time to abuse this. If you want to breed like competitive Pokemon, if you want to breed yourself a competitive Garchomp, if you want to get into PvP or breed good mons, abuse this market. This is a breeder's market. This is a market, it sounds funny to say, but it's true. It's a market for people who want good IV Pokemon. This is not a seller's market. Selling Pokemon for profit right now, worse than it usually is. I do not recommend doing it. I recommend making Pokeyen via other means, whether that's gym rerunning, berry farming, through other methods, but selling Pokemon for profit. Breeding for profit can still be fine, but even then it's like not great. This is a market where you want to be doing alternative methods of money making, staying away from Pokemon to some extent. There are some niche ways you can make some really good money, to be fair. I think things like 31 attack IV Meowth specifically. So let's like go up, get rid of this. I'm getting a little off track, but certain Pokemon still have really good value, like 31 attack IV Meowth, like 16k a piece. That's really, really good. There's gonna be niche things, but in a general sense, everything is down. All Pokemon prices are down, but they've also recovered faster than I've expected. A lot of them have gone from like 1 to 3k, already back up to like 5k. So that's actually like really good in my opinion. I was expecting the market to possibly take like 3 to 6 months to recover, but at the rates that it's currently at, and once again, this is not financial advice. I'm interrupting too many things. Not financial advice, just my opinion, just my thoughts. I think now it may take like 3 or less months for it to recover. My initial thought was 3 to 6 months, because it was like one of the biggest hits we've ever seen to the economy. But now I'm thinking 3 or less months from this point forward. So many Pokemon were brought in via people catching swarms, via mysterious ball pops. Like every single mysterious ball that was popped was like a 1x31 Pokemon. A lot of prices crash and everything. I should have the Mineral Egg Group. The Mineral Egg Group was one that was super brutalized. This was one of the ones that was hurt the most, because of a bunch of Vanillates being brought in. So let's check. And the Mineral Egg Group's never really been a strong egg group, but we've got, 31 attack females for literally 1k. What about males? 31 attack males for literally 1200 Pokeyen. Like, this is so cheap. Man, if you have mineral Pokemon you want to breed for profit, things like Golem, a really good NU competitive mon, man, go breed those mineral mons. If you have any mineral competitive Pokemon you want to make, right now is the time to make them. I'm not even going to make a Golem after this video. Yeah, right now is the time to abuse that. So, moving on from the 1x31 and 2x31 market, I really haven't checked the shiny market, so let's go ahead and check what that's looking like. And that kind of changes here and there with the cost of prismatic pearls a little bit as well, but let's go ahead and check out the shiny market and see. 1 mil is pushing pretty cheap, but it's not out of the norm. It's not crazy out of the norm. Let's check like 1x31 attack monster male. I'm gonna guess that normally this would cost like 1.8 to 2 mil, something like that, maybe 1.6. Okay, that's doing shockingly well. That's awesome. What about Field? I know Field A group was hit pretty hard with all the Stantlers and stuff. No, shiny stuff is looking good. Okay, that's exciting. Now I would guess that's because this is actually way better than I expected. I was kind of thinking we would have some cheap shiny breeds for a little bit for people who wanted to breed their shinies or whatever, but my guess would be this is actually a really, really interesting market check. My guess would be that shiny prices didn't tank much at all because people who were hunting for shinies really hard, or who got shinies during the 20% boost, were probably purposefully hunting them for OTs. This is actually shockingly good. It's actually really, really promising. I love the shiny economy right now. Is really, really, really healthy. Even a little like high. It's way better than I expected. I would bet that people who were hunting really hard during the 20% boost were doing so to get their actual own OT shinies. And then on top of that, I bet people probably made a bunch of money during that event and probably spent a lot to kind of splurge out and buy the shiny breeders they wanted. So people were getting new OT shinies and they were like, hey, I just got this shiny OT Nidoran female. Well, now I want to breed it. Let me go buy a breeder off the GTL. Like, I have a bunch of Pokeyen from the event. I can kind of make that splurge purchase, whereas normally I can't really do that with just my Jimmy runs and stuff. So I guess it kind of evened out. That's actually really, really exciting to see. I would say the shiny market is really, really healthy right now. That's actually really, really cool. Anyways, we'll move on from that. The next topic is the respectability of shinies achieved from mysterious balls. I think that over time, maybe I'm wrong. I've talked about this in a couple different videos. I think that over time, the respectability of shiny Pokemon received from Mysterious Balls will go down. I think that this kind of shiny, I have one, so I'm not trying to like, oh, like just because I'm not like jealous or whatever. Like I legitimately think that Pokemon received from Mysterious Balls communal integrity and the communal respectability will go down over time. The reason being is because you can just buy them. This is the only kind of shiny in all of PokeMMO where you can swipe your credit card, you know, buy RP, sell that RP for Pokeyen, and then go buy the Pokeballs, and then just like pop. You can pop if the shiny rate on Mysterious Great Balls is, you know, 1 out of 4K, you can pop like 12 to 1400 per hour. That's like 3 to 4 hours for a shiny, right? If you pop shiny charm and donor status, it's like 3 hours. It's like less. That's insane. This is the only kind of shiny in PokeMMO that you can do this for. The only kind of shiny Pokemon in Pokemon that you can truly like diminish the hunt to being less than 5 hours for, or even less, is with Mysterious Ball shinies. Every other shiny, like the most you can do, the fastest shiny in the game other than this would be times, let me my calculator up. The fastest shiny otherwise would be ×5 hordes, using Lepa Berry. You can swipe your credit card for Lepa Berries. You can swipe your credit card for Dinner Status and Shiny Charm. So that would make the shiny rate, what is it, 1 out of 24,000? No, I'm forgetting. 1 out of 24,300. That's the shiny rate. So this is the shiny rate. And then you should be getting, here, 24,300. And you should be getting, if you're doing efficient shiny hunting with Lepas, around like 13 to 14. We're going to go 1,300 just to like play it safe. So the fastest shiny aside from Great Balls is going to be like 19 hours per shiny, but even this is like pretty extreme. I don't think many players are doing this. It's pretty severe. But the fastest shiny outside of Great Balls is 19 hours, whereas Great Balls and Ultra Balls and all that stuff are like 5 hours or less. And those balls can also have, the Ultra Balls and stuff can have things like Glaceon. So now you're getting a shiny Eevee, possibility at a shiny Eevee, which is normally like a 2,000 hour hunt that also costs like 150 million Pokeyen. Like the difference, I think there's a lot of reasons why. The fact that it's pay to win, the fact that it's buy to a shiny, which has never been possible before in this amount, in this sense, in this amount of time. The time reduction is ridiculous. So I think that Mysterious Ball shinies will go down in terms of respectability, and I feel that way about them. I mean, I even have one, so even though it's a cool thing to see, you know, to get, it's neat. I don't know how long that will last over time when more and more whales start to come home from a bad day at work, want to get that dopamine, buy up some balls, you know, get a shiny, yada yada, right? The next question is, how fast will Mysterious Balls actually rise in price? I bought most of my Mysterious Great Balls for, I want to say 15K. I think I bought most of my Great Balls for 15K. They're already up to a solid like 18 to 20K. Let's do Mysterious Great Balls. So they've already risen pretty fast, and I do think it's because people we didn't really know. I think it took a long time. It took me a long time to figure out where I stood on this kind of sealed product, like how I thought they were going to be. And after a couple days of thinking, 3 or 4 days into the event, I kind of thought, you know what, I think this is going to be one of the best investments in sealed product in PokeMMO for a variety of reasons. If you want to see a full video on that, I can kind of explain my thoughts on that, but let me know in the comments. And then the last topic, so I think they'll rise pretty quickly, is the conclusion to that topic. And then the last topic is, how hard will the event burn people out, and how many players will even return for the Lunar New Year event in late January? Plus, Shiny Wars is coming up for Team Mister, the best shiny hunting team in the game, in late January. And will I participate? I don't even know the answer to that yet. I'm kind of still thinking about it, even though it's coming up so quickly. There's a lot of stuff going on for me in January. Like, will I have time to like stream and shiny hunt for like 10 plus hours a day for a week? Probably not. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's so fun. I might find a way. I love Shiny Wars. But yeah, event season is something that burns people out a ton, and this event specifically had so many things going on, plus that 20% shiny boost. I think more players will be burnt out from this event than ever. It wouldn't surprise me if servers are pretty dead from this point. Not dead. When I say dead, I mean like, let's say we go from like 50K daily players during the event. Now we're at like 20 to 30 outside of the event, something like that. We kind of like have the player base from like this point until the Lunar New Year event hits. But we'll see how good the Lunar New Year event is and how much that revives the game for that period of time. PokeMMO is a very seasonal game for a lot of people. A lot of people come back and forth during events and take breaks and come back during the summer and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what happens from this point forward. That's kind of all my thoughts. I do have a conclusion and a final score. Before this video started, my final score was going to be somewhere between like an 8 and a 9. And this is a brave take, okay? I think that after checking the market, my score has changed. After checking the shiny market and the 31s, how fast everything's been healing, I'm going to give this event a 9.5 out of 10. It was a very, very good event. The only thing keeping it from perfection is, actually, it probably should be a 9. I'll give it a 9.5. That's kind of generous. The addition of mysterious balls to the game is a pretty big detriment, and then adding that pay-to-win shiny element is pretty insane. It being a 9.5 is pretty generous. But it's still a very good event overall. It was so fun. It was extremely fun. But fun in the moment isn't everything. I get a lot of people ask, oh, if it was fun, like, why isn't it a good event? Fun isn't everything in the moment. You have to think about long-term consequences, especially with an MMO, and how things affect the economy, right? If the game is really fun, if they boosted the shiny rate by 50%, yeah, the game would be, for like ever or some shit. The game would be really fun for a little bit, but eventually, like, the integrity dies, people stop caring, they're less impactful, like, the game would dwindle and take a hit, right? Fun in the moment isn't always worth the long-term consequences, and that's... PokeMMO has always been really good about thinking about that. PokeMMO has always been an extremely long-term thinking game, and I think this is one of the few instances where I think they kind of dipped into the whale market and dipped into being a little pay-to-win. So I'm a little unfortunate to see that, but seeing the market recover as fast as it has, I'll give this event a 9.5 out of 10. That's my final thoughts, my final verdict. Let me know if you agree, disagree, politely in the comments always. You can agree with whatever I say, disagree with everything I say. That's totally fine. Present it politely. It's all I ask in the comments. Don't be too sassy, maybe a little sassy, whatever. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Dislike if it wasn't helpful. Subscribe for daily PokeMMO videos. I do upload every single day. And then if you want to follow me for streams Monday through Thursday at 12 p.m. ET, Twitch is down below. Discord's down below for help during events. And that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. And I'm thrilled about my secret shiny. Good luck to your shunts.